Hello, and this is my review of the Chaos Reaver Titan Head from Forgeworld. This is the 28mm scale version, so not the Titanicus, as you can probably tell. I'm not that small. And I love this thing. Right off the bat, my first compliment is how angry he looks. He's a very angry boy. One issue I had with the original Titan head, the original Reaver head basically, is it looks very it still has like almost eyebrows, angry eyebrows, but it's almost stupid or goofy, but in a cute way. I always do have a soft spot for Reavers, even the Imperial version. I think that if I wanted a good boy, like a goofy good boy, I would definitely choose the original Reaver. Any Reaver in my eyes is adorable, so I would always choose them over anything else. But let me put it side by side here with the Imperial counterpart, and you will see what I mean when I say that it's a lot less aggressive looking, which I guess is kind of the point because the Imperial version is meant to inspire security, I guess, in a way, whereas the Chaos one's meant to be just, I will kill you very quickly, and very angrily too. So I guess that kind of makes sense, but I do love, I just love it. It's so good. You can see that there's parts here I haven't done yet on the front, particularly these like ridges here, because I was deciding whether to make them a different color to the trim, because I wondered if it would look too the same, having these the same color as the trim. So there's still parts of this model that are up for debate. There's a very, very, very subtle. If I turn my lights off for a second, it may be more visible onto camera. Um, yeah, kind of. There's a very subtle airbrush of corn red around the Mephiston red, if you can see that on camera. So I've kind of tried to give it a slightly lighter in the center of the panels, but darker on the outside because I wanted to give it something of an airbrush. I do like the front plates here for the I really enjoy the kind of like the like the lip, I guess, the mouth here. And that's another area where I've had issues because I don't know if I want to keep it, bone colored or keep it metal or just not do it at all. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that yet. But for the rest of the model, you can see it's pretty solid, pretty nice. Um, I've tried to give this metal, it might not show up on camera because it's very, very subtle, but this part here is bronze, this part here isn't. If you want the full paint scheme that I use for this, if you're that interested, I will later on have a section of this video timestamped where I go through my painting scheme, particularly on the inside where I use a lot of different paints. But yeah, so just this face, this is the front armor panel anyway. I really enjoy it. I love the tubes coming out. It's really cool, very sci-fi. Um, if we take off the top, put it over here gently. This is my inside. Starting from the front, if I just bring my light over here, you will see that I've actually tried my hand a little bit at eye coloring, I guess you'd call it, kind of like lens creating. I'm I've never tried that's a good shot. I've never tried this before ever, so this was my first attempt at doing lenses in any sort of modeling capacity. I think it's okay. I might go back over them at some point in my life, but for now, that's good enough for me, particularly when the front plate here does kind of obscure a lot of the detail anyway, with shadows. For me, this is kind of good enough. I chose green rather than red because I didn't want the red to cut to be so similar to the headpiece here, because I figured if it's not contrasting like green does, then if you look in here and it's also red eyes, that can be incredibly similar. So I liked having a flash of green to have it sort of like a almost a radar sort of look to it. Um, but following the radar theme, if we do look inside again, you will see that I've added in some screens, like scanning screens. I actually did this based on another guy's Reaver Titan model. I'll put it to the side here, like my head I did before. I loved his idea of the color scheme, so I kind of copied it a bit. I don't know who they are, so I can't credit them sadly, but if I do, I'll credit it. If they come forward as well. Let me just turn this off so I can show you guys the detail here. For the um, wires, I've gone for different. I didn't like some people online I see, they do the wires all the same color or all the same texture, right? So they may have fully gray wires. I was not a fan of that. I'll put some images on screen of my of better clarity images that I've taken of my model. Um, anyway, if you were interested in buying it, this is what it will look like, just as a note. I haven't done any conversions with this, so how you're seeing this model is how yours will look, inside and out. So if you were ever interested in buying just the head alone, in fact, I know that some people only buy the heads and they have it as a diorama. There is a head online going for a very, very good price on eBay, at least in England, and I can show you guys it now if you're interested. I don't know how long it will be there for though. I was actually thinking of buying it so I could have it being held in the hand of a my Titan basically as a war trophy. But it is the Imperial version, not the Chaos version, so it won't look just like this, sadly. But yeah, I went for this look. I love the tactical screen look here. I think it's really nice. I love how the unlike the Imperial version, these guys are like melded into the machine, right? The Chaos sign at the back too. I love the heads. And the guy screaming for the Blood God here. I love him. Um, a lot of nice detail, a lot of buttons, a lot of dials. I would say don't tackle this model unless you can do fine detail. Unlike me, I can't. There's a lot of paint running on these dials, sadly. If I zoom in, there we go. There's a lot of paint running on these dials, sadly, so I'll have to go back and redo these. But I'm actually really happy. I've added some dirty down rust here on the corners, if you can see that, where there's a fleck of orange. I like this look. For some people, it may be too contrasty with the gunmetal grey from Vallejo, which is the base here. Um, Obviously, I will show both of these paint schemes later on in the video, but I love this model. I love the inside, I love the outside. I like how they went so different with the interior. Kind of like the Warhound, the Chaos Warhound, where they just go so out there. Very chaotic, very grimdark. I really enjoy that. I actually enjoy the Reaver cockpit more than the Warhound one because if I put it side by side here, like I did before, the Warhound's cockpit, although it's really cool and very dark, I feel like it's trying too hard to be grimdark, where it sacrifices some of its interest, where the guy with his guts coming out is kind of like, okay, that's really cool, but is it good to look at? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't actually like the aesthetic of it. I do think it's really awesome, don't get me wrong. A part of me is like, that's really fucking cool. But I also wouldn't ever look at it for a period of time. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go like, that looks nice. It's just, that's cool. Um, so yeah, I prefer obviously the Reaver. I'm kind of like I'm kind of glazing the Reaver right now because it's the thing that got me into Warhammer in the first place. So as I'm building it, I'm kind of going through the fanboy stage all over again. So take what I say with a grain of salt. So yeah, this was my review of the Chaos Reaver head. I love it. I think it's amazing. Of course, you have the cute little chaos here. I'm going to review some of the other interiors of the model. The reason I wanted to do the head separately to the actual body, even though they come in the same package, is because, like I mentioned previously, I do believe this model can stand alone on its own. Because if you had this on a shelf, I do think that this diorama could sort of, if you didn't want to buy the whole Titan, but you wanted the feel of a Titan, I think the head at least gives you some of that, the idea of it. Do you know what I mean? So I do think that some people might actually go out and buy the head alone, at least for this one. Maybe the Warlord, maybe the Warhound, that sort of thing. Definitely big enough to be a standalone model in its own right. So yeah, I love this model. I hope you guys do too. Let me know if you have any advice on the paint scheme. It's not done yet. And yeah, have a great day. Please subscribe and like and comment below, and have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye.